Howdy all, this is Shane and I'm here to talk about today, the most requested video so far, is the Blues Jr. Now, I have one of the new Gold Rush versions and it also has a greenback Celestion speaker in the back. So it's kind of like a Vox in that regard. That's one of the Vox speakers of choice. And I've got to say, I really love this amp. I think it's one of the coolest little 15 watt combos. It has 12 AX7 preamp tubes, EL84 power tubes, so you've got that kind of Voxy sound. It's not your typical 6v6 amp like a lot of Fender amps are. I think in terms of tone, if you own one of the original black Blues Juniors, then what you'll probably notice is, due to the speaker, it tends to sound a little bit more open, a whole lot less compressed, which is what I liked about it. It had more of a clean tone. Even with the drive up, it's still nowhere near as chuggy as the black version of this amp. And there's plenty to like about a Blues Jr. They're light, they look cool, they sound good, they're portable, they're practical. If you don't want to, say, take a 20 or 30 watt amp into a room and you only want something small where you can still get that really saturated tube sound, you can do that with this amp and some pedals. It really rocks. I've actually used this amp on its own with no pedals and I could get a pretty decent sound. I love the fat switch on there. It actually really sort of thickens out the single coils, but I found I still really need an overdrive pedal just to thicken it up and maybe push the volume a little more sometimes, and also just to give me more saturation, which is something I really like. It sounds great so far with any pedal that I've put on it. And the pedal I think sounds best with this so far is the Klon and the Blue Note. Both of those sound great. I also think the Plimsoll sounds good too, but the Klon definitely pushes that amp into the right spot. It just, it's a great solo tone. It's a really simple amp. There's only one channel. You got master and volume, so you can get the right amount of output volume versus drive. And it's got a 3-band EQ with a fat switch, and the reverb is beautiful. It sounds amazing on this amp. And I've actually used this live. I recently posted a video of my band playing on the back of a truck. Our amps weren't mic'd. Rick had his Eric Clapton Tweed amp, 12 watts, and I had my Blues Jr., which is a 15 watt amp. And they weren't mic'd up and they sounded pretty cool out the front. We thought we were going to be mic'd up, so we bought small amps only to turn up to the gig, and there weren't any microphones in the amp, so we basically dimed them, and it sounded really cool and they were loud enough. I was actually really surprised. Even my friend Jeff on bass said, wow, it's loud. So it's quite a loud 15 watts, but it's a good quality 15 watts. The difference between this and the Vox is the Vox will be a little bit more chuggy at full blast on both, the master and the volume all the way up, whereas the Blues Jr. still retains that little bit of clarity. It's maybe a slightly midier sort of sound, whereas the Vox is kind of scooped. They're both great. I don't dislike the Vox at all. I think tone-wise, the AC15 is one of the best amps around. If you're going to choose which one you like the best. I did go from a Vox to a Blues Jr., but that's not to say won't go back to a Vox, because that's a killer amp. I can't have too many on the floor at any one time, so I do cycle through a lot, and I also do that to make a lot of videos. So thanks for watching. If you have any comments or questions, let me know. Thanks all. See ya.